All right, if you just joined us, it's still Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. Now to our main conversation. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu returned to Nigeria Wednesday morning after spending days partying in the Caribbean Island of Grenada to celebrate with Abuja-based businesswoman and socialite Aisha Achimugu. Sanwo-Olu, who flew in a private aircraft to the Caribbean island and took residence in one of the most expensive resorts in the world, costing $132,000 per night. Many officials of his government who did not know his whereabouts for days argued that he was attending an official engagement in London, while others simply said he had traveled abroad. Those familiar with the event said organizers rented the island for 7 days, amounting to about $924,000 in total, in addition to other charges. At a time when various countries and cities around the world are making themselves attractive as a tourist destinations to grow their economy, can we say Nigeria has done a lot for itself? To discuss this issue with me in the studios is Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. He is an attorney and also a public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
To Enterprise Morning. Thank you so very much for having you. So let's go into the main discussion. But of course, before doing that, there's a caveat. The caveat is we intend not to disparage the personality of the executive governor of Lagos State. So that aside, what we're looking at basically is questioning accountability of those in authority and asking ourselves how much is too much for a governor and for someone who has a stake in the development of his community. Can we say Babajide Sanwo-Olu has done well for himself, especially with regards to this issue that's making big news in our media today?
Now, if the report is correct and it's genuine, I think there's no way you can say he has done well. He cannot do well in that regard. If the report is a genuine one, because I know in Nigeria, a few days now you will see different. I've seen one tutor from the government. Is it tutor now or X?
X, yeah.
From the governor's
office.
Award. So in other words, he will tell you he was in that place to go and say that award to somebody or to go and collect award or do something. So for me, I think it's I don't know. Was that trip approved by the government? When I say government, because the governor is not the government.
Okay.
Was it approved? Was the proper process taken before he traveled out? On whose account did he travel? If at all he traveled, on which account is those money? Because the money you are calling now, if you are saying dollar, people not know the impact.
So it has to be converted to naira.
That $132 or $1,000.
It's about 150 million naira
for just to sleep. And the Nigerians are talking about no. You do know the number of people in Lagos who are children who cannot pay for work or whatever. That 100 million will likely pay for almost everybody that wants to write exam in this Lagos state. And that's just what somebody used to sleep for a day, if at all the information is correct. I think we have a system whereby those in government have free access to money and they spend it the way they like and they don't question them. And even when you go to question, people will tell you it's not a governor. Or you do expect him to be living to stay in a small hotel that is not usually they give excuses for them. Just like our president now, we are told he has traveled
to France.
A private
trip.
How can you doing work when you are doing your job? How can you travel on a private visit when you are not even obtaining any? There's no handing over to the deputy vice president to say, look, I'm traveling now, I need an emergency to go and attend to certain thing or private something, and then you hand over. This private trip that we're talking about, is it his personal money that he's using to go and do it? Is it not Nigerian money? So how can you be using Nigerian money to do private thing? So, but that is the situation in Nigeria. That's the way it is in Nigeria. In fact, you see during election, you see government, those in government using the government vehicle, government offices, government everything to do politics, and then it's part of it. As far as I'm concerned, we see it as normal. So accountability is not something that is common in our system, and that's why those in government are getting away with whatever they are doing. If you have the habit of forming of asking questions regarding accountability and transparency, and not attaching ethnic or political sentiment into it, we will get them down and ask them questions. This is a situation whereby if we have a functional House of Assembly, I expect them to have issued a query to the governor to come and explain. It's an impeachable offense.
Okay.
Very serious offense that can lead to impeachment. Because were those money budgeted for? Was it approved? How did it, from where did it come from? How important is that visit
to the economy of
the state, or the progress of the state? Those are the issues we should be asking. But people, that question will not come. Even when you are asking, people, they may not even answer. In fact, I won't be surprised I didn't see any response to this. Because they know us. By tomorrow, next morning, another issue will come. And then we'll forget that one.
But you are an active politician yourself, and I'd love to ask you, where do we draw the lines between a personal choice? You know, we all have choices. You know, a governor, for the fact that he is a governor does not necessarily make him, you know, devalue or debase his own choice. He has a choice. If his friend is having a get-together wherever it is, he has a choice to say, I'd love to go pay my visit to this person. So where do we draw the line between a personal choice of someone who is a governor and a governor himself, especially with regards to this case?
I think there's no debate as to whether or not anybody in government has the right to live his own personal life as well. He has the right to live his personal life. But that personal life must not be at the expense of the state. Once the personal life will be at the expense of the state, it's no longer a personal life. But
it is the state that takes care of his personal choice. Don't you think so?
Personal choice. Relating to what? Discharging his duty.
But that is equally because it has to be comfortable.
No, if you want to also enjoy yourself, do other thing apart from your personal your job. Things that have to do with you want to gyrate with your colleagues or friends or whatever. You want to mingle and then do necessary things you want to do. You have to use your personal finance to do that, and that's not even enough. Having the money to do it alone is not even enough. Okay. Where is the time? Or did you follow the procedure? Was any handing over done to the deputy to say, look, I will not be available because I have a personal life to attend to. I want to, and that would. I don't even think that a governor can just anyhow say, I need to do a personal life, so I want to. It's rare. It shows how serious, especially in our situation today, that where things are not even proper, where the economy is at, the inflation is increasing daily, everything is insecurity is there. So many things are not doing are wrong, and so that it's not at that time you do that kind of gyration and spend that kind of allegedly. The money you have already spent. So
the fourth line here, is it because what he went for, like you did say, is gyration? But can we in any way compare it to say if the governor was ill, like we had for Akeredolu, who went to Germany and so on and so forth? We won't say that he used his personal money to take care of himself. It was the state that took care of his health. So can we equally say if the governor, in the course of trying to get himself together, spent a whooping sum of $1 million to take care of himself, can we equally say that is bad? Because of course it's a personal thing that happened to him.
No, these situations are not the same. If a governor is sick, he has no control of his sickness. Nobody is immune from being sick, and you cannot determine when you are sick and when you're not sick. It is not. You cannot compare this situation with one we are talking about now. That sickness situation is an inevitable thing. It's a thing that you don't even expect. It's beyond your control. And at that time when it happened, you are still discharging your duty. So it is because of your duty that you became sick. The state has the responsibility of taking care of you. So if the state is taking care of you in that regard, you won't say it's you are doing a private. That's not a private life. But we are talking about going to a party of an individual. And so if that individual is also a citizen of the country, and you are spending billions of naira to attend a party of one person, billions of naira of who? Of your business? From your pockets? No. If you have the money, like I said, having the money is not even enough. If you have the money and you are even using your personal money to do all these things, it is not enough. So because as a governor or as a public office holder, your movement, as you have certain things, you need to do certain things. Certain processes must be taken before you can even leave your job and do other things. So once if you are going to public, what people don't know, because people who ask questions, must he kill himself? It's not a human being. Because I remember when this Mr. Ojo issue was happening, people now say, so because it's in government, you cannot do his own private business again. This and that. You know, if you want, this is will create service. If you cannot sacrifice certain things, you can't be in government. Government should be about sacrifice, it's not about making money. In other words, you discomfort yourself to service the people. The one we see in our country is people comforting themselves at the expense of the people. So and that's why you see people fighting over offices. That's why you see people want to die to get an office, or spending a lot of money to get to office, because it's not about service. It's about what they want to get from it. It's about enjoyment of the office. So for me, it's not a bad. It's a bad situation. Particularly the situation where we are now. You cannot just talk about partying or doing that with state money and this level in quotes and say and leaving your job. That is an abandonment of job. You left your job. People don't even know where you are. So it's for me. It doesn't speak well of our leaders. Leaders must show a good example, and then you must not to. Unfortunately for him, maybe he thought this will not be known to people. But we are in an age whereby everything is known to everybody now. You cannot if what to do inside your room is known to people outside your room.
Very, very well. So, like I did say it before, it's very important we put this in perspective, and this is a caveat that the story that we are discussing today about the governor's travel to Grenada was according to a story by online newspaper Premium Times. Therefore, Enterprise TV cannot independently verify the story. So, Barrister, let's ask. You know, Lagosians have said that while he was away, the popular, renowned Mandela's Plaza, went up in flames. Though he wasn't around when it happened, but people are saying, making it look like that he would have done something, or he would have been around to help in curtailing that. Do you think that makes any rational sense?
No, you see, there's nothing he can do even if it's around. But that does not mean he should just say, because if I'm not around, if I'm around, there's nothing I will do. I should not be. You should be the first person to come and show leadership in terms of empathizing with the people involved, so that people will see him as, look, we are recognized. The government is concerned about our deed. So it's not about whether or not you will bring that thing back or will prevent it from happening. But it's about showing that leadership, that you have put me in front to look at your welfare. If anything is happening to you, I must check on you. I must know what is happening, and that's why you see in the abroad. Let me just in the way they say you see that when such happen, some of the leaders will cut off their trip and return back to their country to empathize with the people, or even see what has gone wrong and that has happened. You see, the lack of accountability in this country is a serious issue, and it's bringing us down. And that's why we're not moving forward. We leave those in government. They are free to do whatever they want to do with that money. Nobody will ask questions, and that's why people will be bold enough to say, "I bought form for everybody. I sponsored everybody during the election," as if the money is being used is his personal money. You are using state money to sponsor your candidates who will be contesting against other people who are also entitled to the same money. It's not, and nothing will happen. And people will even justify it and say, and people will tell you, when you talk about a governor or a minister and you say he bought something or did, they say, it's not a minister, it's not a governor. I see those governors have it. They have. According to them, their salary is not up to. It's just few millions or thousands. So if we are not talking about billions of naira, where are they getting it from? Are we supposed to be asking questions regarding that?
Very true.
So that is the point. When we justify everything in the name of politics or in the name of sentiment, that is what we get. Our leaders need to be serious. They need to be more serious in terms of leading the country. The country is not getting better at all. We are getting, like one of my friends was making a jest, I was saying something. Said we complained during the PDP that they were bad. The Babajide came, we said Babajide was bad. He's gone now. We are even justifying what Babajide is. We are even saying that he's even better now to an extent. So I don't even know. but I want to even say before the last 8-year administration of Babajide, if you look at the economic situation in the country, you realize that too, even those people that are even blaming today, they will be saying we are like this. They will be doing bigger. Because if you look at the cost of things at that time, look at the fuel, look at flight tickets. Flight ticket at that time was about 200,000 naira to UK or so. Today is 2 million or 1 million plus. Yeah. So fuel was 87 naira or so per litre. Today is how much? So right was how much? 7,000 baht. Today is about 60 or 70 jets. So I think we need to, and I hope will not continue like this. It will not be. I hope will not be a situation whereby the current president will go and will start saying
that he was better than the one that's coming up. Now, so talking about leadership and accountability, one thing I love Lagos State is the fact that they've had a series of awesome leaders in the state. And when you talk about leaders in Lagos State, a few names come to mind. Jokonde was there, Fashola is there, Ambode is someone that people can always make reference to with respect to what he has done. Can you say in the next 20 years, Babajide Sanwo-Olu will be listed amongst these people?
Even those who have mentioned, I can only recollect one that you can say, look, this is achievement, this is legacy. That's Latif Jakande. Others have mentioned, I can't. If you ask me now to tell you what the major achievement of those other government
but they did awesomely well. Fashola did incredibly well.
Tell me, if I ask you to name 2 or 3 now, you'll be thinking.
The Beggar Road was done by Ambode and lots of other, roads and so many other roads.
Out of how many trillions of naira?
Well, at least he did something.
Jakande was I liked Jakande's achievement, and compared to these people, you will realize that they didn't do anything. And consider even the finance at the time compared to what they're having now today. We are told that what Lagos State generates in a month as IGR is what is it combined 36 states together. It's not up to what Lagos State gets in a month, and we are seeing what we are seeing in Lagos today. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know all these pancake projects that after 2 or 3 years you won't see them again. I don't see that as achievement. The outskirts estate of Ajakande is still there. The schools that have been built by Ajakande, they are still there. Some of the things that have been done, they are still there. Tell me what of these people.
So can we blame this on godfatherism? Because of course Lagos State has had one party taking care of the state and administrating on the state for a very long time. Of course, we know how most of these people come into power. So can we blame the not so good economy infrastructure on godfatherism that is or that has infested the Lagos State administration for quite some time?
You can't just totally blame it on it, but it's part of it. In other words, people not free to do whatever they want to do. People not using the state money for states. Certain people collecting percentage from the state money at the expense of the state. These are issues. So, but you cannot be roll out. You cannot throw away that issue of whatever. There's most of these people that are in position today. Some of them they are just there for their own party. They don't see it as service. They see it as benefit to them. That's how you see. We talk about crisis in the country, and the government will be thinking about buying car. Talk about crisis in the country that people cannot eat and cannot feed. You are talking about innovating a car park for billions of naira. You are talking about creating innovating another extension of on the liaison office or whatever of the presidential quarters in Lagos. What happened to their personal houses? What happened to where they are before they even became? What is difficult if a president comes to the country, to the state, and he's staying in his personal house and he well guided? What happened? Because I know some of them, before you can become a president in this country, you don't live in an apartment that's not befitting. They all have a befitting apartment. Some of them are even where they live personally is like Castle Rock. So why do you need another one? Just because. So for me, it's about all of us, not about just one person. You can blame the godfather. You also blame those who have been given the opportunity, and that's why you see people will be ready to either kill or even pay millions of naira or even borrow money in bank to contest election, because they are not there to serve they were there to make more money.
But Barrister, you would agree with me very, very well that we've had, lots of politicians who, before vying for election, have said awesomely well, just like you have said now. They have good analysis to why there is a problem. They have good analysis to what should be the solution to the problem. But eventually, when they get to seats of power, there's this sudden memory loss of what they had said before. So don't you think it's possible? I am not saying, but don't you think if you get to that pole position, all of these things you have just said now, if repeated, can be different from what you would do? Maybe because of the system you found yourself.
You see, I've been saying it, and I want to agree with you to an extent that most times when people talk outside government, when they get there, it's a different ball game. Different ball game in the sense that, look, you can't be a lone ranger. One voice out of 10, there's no way people will hear you. Your voice will not be heard. So whatever you are doing underneath, people will not even know. You may not even be able to speak.
So in that case, what do you?
So if you are good,
join them?
No, you just, some of them will be watching because they can't do anything. But unfortunately for us, like I said, what we see in this country is that you can see what is happening in River State. People are supporting Fubara to just succumb to the president's decision, the wicked decision, not because they say the state will grow. Say no, so as to save his job. So it's our personal thing. People see that okay, people don't deceive him. By the time they remove him now, your eyes will clear. Can't you sacrifice yourself and say, look, if it's about resigning, if it means me resigning for this job, at the sort of doing what is not good for my state, I will resign. The people will not do it.
So it's a personal thing.
Even if he wants to do it, people will tell him that you are not serious. You are the only person. So sometimes when you have few people, what I'm trying to say is that look, if you have few people who believe they have a good intention, and you have more number of people who don't have that good intention, there is no way those people will do. In democracy, what we say in democracy is that majority carry the vote, while minority have their say. In other words, you can only talk and talk, or even at the point they will even shut it down, and then you'll be able to talk again. So people, the situation they find themselves is the reason why some of them will say have been good. Those I will not give excuse to in terms of that. Are the presidents. If you are able to become a president of the country and you have been giving us ideas of things to be done, and you get there and you are not even putting up that those you are not even trying those ideas you have given us, then you are not sincere. Because I know some people who are pro restructuring agitator when they were outside the government. I know people who are always talking about state policing. Some of them will be in government today and they will not do anything about it. So I agree with you. It's our system, it's our situation in the country that's allowing people who want to even do good not to be able to do anything because of the circumstance they find themselves. Their hands will be tight. But rather than say, look, I cannot be here and allow this to happen, I resign, they will remain seated.
So what you're saying, finally, so what you're saying from experience is it's not possible for you as a governor who has strings attached to you and moderated by somebody, it's not possible to still have that strings and still serve the people by balancing both together.
Except those who hold that, what's it called, rope or
yes,
whatever.
the strings.
Except they want you to do good. I wasn't able to, because you can see what is happening in universities. The government is just accepting everything just because he wants to retain his position. And those things he's accepting is not because they are saying people are not enjoying. It's because somebody wants to maintain structure. And they want to remain as a leader of the party. He wants to be known that I'm in charge. Even when you're outside the government, you want to be in charge of the government. That's what we see today. And like I said again, until we have, it's our job, not just politicians, everybody's job. Until our attitude, until we all are more concerned about governance, until we see politics or governance as everybody's business, then we will not get it right.
Very, very right. Of course, very, very true. Just like Barrister did say, it's very, very important that we achieve accountability, especially from those in authority, if we have the interest of moving Nigeria to the next level. Let me just also add that because people believe that that's why some people don't criticize. They believe that you are not patriotic once you criticize the government. Patriotism is not about supporting government policy at all time. Criticism is part of patriotism. When you criticize the government, you are trying to put the government on its own, and then you're also part of
that person. If you see somebody, your friend, doing the wrong thing, and you did not correct him in the name of liking, you are not good to your friend.
Very true. Excellently said. Thank you so very much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, for being part of our show today. We sincerely appreciate your time and the discourse we have had with you. Thank you so very much. And for you, what you would love to say, thank you also for being part of our show today. Please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Also follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igobike. I'll see you tomorrow for yet another awesome time. Thanks for watching.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.